Jill. Welcome to today's 23 in 23 workout using light dumbbells. 23 in 23 is 23 minutes in 2023. It's a multi-format boot camp style workout where we have various intervals in our 23-minute workout designed to build strength and increase endurance. We have a Tabata round followed by a 3x3 circuit, followed by another Tabata, and then we end everything with a spicy 4.5-minute AMRAP where we work non-stop for 4.5 minutes. The equipment that you're going to want for this workout is a mat or a towel, a set of light dumbbells. I'm using 5s, anything from 3 to 8, depending on your strength. I also recommend having a bottle of water close by because there will be a few opportunities for a water break. And if you enjoy listening to music during your workouts, go ahead and get your music turned on. Gather your things and meet me back here. All right, guys, our first Tabata round is made up of 2 exercises. We will be doing alternating punches, and then we're going to be doing a lateral squat walk with a bent arm lateral raise. If at any point you feel like the dumbbells are too much for you, I want you to set them down and I want you to do the movements body weight. I'm going to get our timer started. We have 3 seconds until we hear the bell, and we're just going to start with those alternating punches. You can step out, do a little pivot with the foot, keep the dumbbells at eye level, and then snap the elbow back. Woo, okay. Now we're gonna come to one end of the mat, feet about hip width distance apart. We're gonna come into that squat athletic stance. Make sure that most of the weight is back in your heels, and we're gonna take 2 steps in one direction and 2 steps in the other. Doing our best to bring the elbows up to shoulder height. Keep your gaze out in front of you. All right, that was round 1. We have 3 more. Back to those punches. Get ready. You can go a little faster this time if you'd like. You know, you could even add a little hop if you're feeling it. Brace your core as if you were laying on the ground and an animal or a small child was gonna crawl across your belly. All right, I'm gonna start at the other end of my mat for those low walks with the bent arm lateral raise. Make sure that you're pressing in to the pinky edge of your feet to keep the knees from caving in on each other. Strengthening glutes, quadriceps, core, shoulders. All right, we're halfway through this first Tabata round. Get those punching dumbbells ready. So if you were looking in a mirror, the dumbbells would be punching nose height. Oh, my arms are getting tired. 5 pounds doesn't seem like a lot, but definitely can be. All right, back to lateral walks. Don't fall over. Give your buns a squeeze. Belly button back towards the spine. So if you work out with me regularly, you'll notice that my entourage did not join me today. And my entourage, if you're new here, is 2 dogs. They're lavish back to those punches. Fiona and Charlie. Don't despair, they're fine. My college-age kids are home for the winter break, and the dogs find them much more interesting than they find me. because they have food. Wherever they are, there's food. All right. They keep vampire hours and eat us out of house and home. The children, not the dogs. The dogs do not keep vampire hours. They like to wake up really early, which makes it really interesting when the people are in the house who do keep the vampire hours. All right, I do believe that that was the end of our first Tabata. Yes, it was. So we're gonna have a 30-second break when you hear the bell, and then we're gonna jump over into our 3x3 circuit. And what that is we're gonna have a curtsy lunge with an L raise. You can do the L raise at the top. Let's do the L raise at the top of the move. We'll do one side and then the other. And then we're gonna come into a plie with a server row. And we're on in just over 5 seconds. So get ready for that curtsy lunge with the L raise. So I'm stepping my left foot back. So it's my left arm that's raising out to the side, and my right arm is doing the front raise. And I realized I said we were gonna lift at the top. So as we come up to stand, then we're gonna do the L raise. If you're feeling extra strong today and you wanna do the L raise at the bottom of the curtsy lunge, I invite you to do the L raise at the bottom of the curtsy lunge. So in that curtsy lunge, the knee comes right behind the ankle, and we keep the fronts of the hips facing forward. Okay, now we're just gonna switch it out. So the L will be with the lateral at the right side, your right side. I'm mirroring you, so it's actually my left side. So curtsy, come up to stand, L raise. Talking myself through it, friends. It's one of those days. My high schooler went back to school today. My grad school kid went back last week. And then college kid, so middle, is home along with his lovely girlfriend. So we've had a lot of ins and outs here, people comings and goings at the house, which is always a lot of fun. Disrupts the sleep schedule. All right, plie, so heels in, toes out, keeping those knees open by pressing into the pinky edge of the foot, elbows bent 90 degrees, palms facing up, serve the platter, and then come up to stand. Inhaling as you lower, exhaling to extend, inhale to bring back, and exhale to stand. If that's just too much, you breathe how it feels good to you. Just make sure that you're breathing. We want to exhale anytime we really need to use our core for stability. Exhaling naturally engages the muscles of the core, and so that is why we exhale to provide extra support for our low back. Well, we also exhale because if we didn't, we'd have some serious problems. All right, left leg is gonna step back, right leg is grounded, and the left arm is going to raise laterally, and the right arm is going to come into the front raise. But we're gonna do the curtsy and then the raise. Remember, you can make it a little bit more challenging by doing the raise at the bottom. It's entirely up to you, completely customizable to fit where you are in this moment. And remember, if the L raise is too much, you're not gonna do it. You're just gonna hold the dumbbells, right? We all start somewhere, and we all have days where we might have been able to do something before, but for whatever reason today, it's just not right for us, and we have to respect that. All right. Because when we don't respect things like that, then our body starts to wear down and eventually it forces us to respect those things. So it's better just to do it preemptively. All right, right knee stepping behind the left ankle. This is such a good inner thigh and glute strengthener. All those muscles that are so important to keep us moving forward. Yet it's this lateral move that helps us to fine-tune them. It's actually a transverse plane movement because we're crossing the midline of the body with that knee. And strong shoulders, strong upper body are important for a multitude of reasons. Anytime we pick up dumbbells, we are helping our bone health, our muscle health, and just our overall quality of life as we age. So important to lift weights. Strength training is as important as cardiovascular fitness, is as important as mind-body training, such as yoga, meditation, whatever you find that resonates with you to help you make those mind-body connections, slow down, quiet the mind a little bit. It's all pieces of the bigger puzzle. And then within that even are other things that we can work on: mobility, flexibility, making sure we do a warm-up, making sure we do a cool down each time we work out. All right, we're into the third and final round of those curtsies. I'm gonna raise at the bottom. So tall spine, strong core, then come up to stand. So think about lifting your waist up and out of your hips. So we're pressing our feet down into the mat or the ground, and everything else is lifting up and away. I am inhaling as I lower and exhaling as I lift. All right, we have one more round. Other side, and I'm going to do the same thing. Lift at the bottom of the curtsy. Keep those shoulders rolled down and back. So, what's the weather like in your neck of the woods? Here in Southern California, we've been having some unusually rainy weather, although here in San Diego it has not been, we've not been as affected as other parts of the state with extreme amounts of rain and flooding. But we definitely have needed the rain. We were and are still in a serious drought. Pretty much a standard way of life here in California, water conservation efforts. Okay, plie with that server row. Again, shoulders down and back, elbows pinned into the side body. Plie, serve, hug the elbows back like little cricket wings, and then come up to stand. So this works our inner thighs as well. Those adductor muscles that help us to move our thighs, our legs in towards one another. Also, the plie squat works our glute medius, which is very important if you're a runner, if you like to do hiking, cycling. You know, strong glutes, I think, are the key to a happy life for all of us. When the glutes get weak, then things start to happen. The knees start to hurt, the back starts to hurt. So anything we can do to keep the glutes strong is a plus. Okay, we're gonna have a 30-second break, and then we're going to move into our final Tabata. We have punch jacks. If it's too much to use the weights, you're gonna put them down and you're gonna use your fists. And then we have a V-sit hold, and we're gonna punch alternating sides. We're gonna do 4 rounds straight of the jacks, and then 4 rounds straight of the punches, all right? So for those jacks, let's go ahead and start with the feet about hip width distance apart, and then you're gonna hop them out or step them out. So if you're stepping, it looks like this. And if the press is too much, hold the dumbbells and just jump your feet out or step your feet out. All right, that's round 1. We have 3 more. I can feel my heart rate getting up there. So punching towards the ceiling as you press those dumbbells up and jump your feet out. Oh, all right. Hopefully you drank some water, but not too much. I don't want to hear it sloshing around in there. I did have a green smoothie earlier and I can kind of feel it. The good news is I can't hear it. Are you a green smoothie fan? I love them. I usually add spinach or kale and spinach, frozen banana, so peel the bananas and freeze them. And then I have a favorite vegan protein powder that I like. I'm not vegan, but I have a vegan protein powder that I like. It's a convenient way to get in a lot of nutrients. It tastes good in my opinion. I know others have. Maybe that's a controversial subject. All right, so now we're gonna come sit for the 4 V-sit punches. I am keeping my heels digging into the ground, heels pulling back towards my glutes, isometrically. Slight lean back, core is engaged. You can do this standing if the V-sit is too much for you. All right, I'm gonna put those down in between. Go ahead and pick them back up. So the reason I pull my heels back, I mean, I'm not actually moving them back, I'm isometrically pulling them back, is because it engages my hamstrings. And it helps me make that mind-muscle connection with my core. All right, we have 2 more rounds of that. Loop the shoulders down and back. And again, if you were looking in a mirror, we'd be punching nose height. Sitting up nice and straight and tall, like there's a string lifting your chest up towards the ceiling. All right, we have 1 more round. Those arms a shake. Whew. Now, if you were feeling extra spicy, you could lift your heels, come into a boat pose, full boat pose. Okay, that was the last round of our Tabata. I am going to grab a quick sip of water. We are heading now into our 4th and final circuit, which is our AMRAP, which stands for as many rounds as possible. We're going to do 6 reps of each of the movements that we've included in this workout today. They're listed right here. I wouldn't expect you to have to remember them. We're starting with the punches, the lateral walk, curtsy, plie, push jacks, and those V punches. Go ahead and pick up those dumbbells. We're on in 4 seconds for 6 reps of our punches, and left plus right equals 1. So for single counts, it would be 12. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, you do you. Okay, now for the lateral walk, I'm gonna count 1 trip down the mat as 1. Back is 2. Out again is 3. Back to home base is 4. Then out to the end again is 5. And back home again is 6. All right, now 6 curtsy L raises. You're moving at your own pace. Whatever is safe and sustainable for you. Whew, 6 reps is a lot. It's okay. All right, plie plus the server. 1, 2, 3, 4. On to push jacks for me. V punch. I'm going to do left plus right equals 1. Put the dumbbells down. Fix my mat. 2 minutes and 14 seconds. So we're right about halfway. And come back into those punches. Can you work a little faster, but keep that excellent form? We don't want no crappy reps, okay? I would rather you get through 1 round working with pristine movement rather than have you get through 8 rounds of just super sloppy reps. Sloppy reps don't get us anything but injured. So when we're working sloppy, it's because we're allowing our ego to tell us what to do rather than listening to common sense. And we all do it. I am not exempt here. I am not free of that, where we think, oh yeah, I can do that. Sometimes the strongest thing we can do is customize or modify a movement that we really want to do, but shouldn't be. And, you know, life is full of seasons, and sometimes something that worked for us in the past doesn't work anymore. And that's just why frequent check-ins are important. That's why I didn't have anything on here about setting huge New Year's resolutions. No. Frequent check-ins, and then goals that can change, be modified. All right, V-sit punches are where it's at, in my opinion. The New Year's always a great time for that check-in, just because, you know, it's the start of the new year, but so is the start of a new season, start of a new day, start of a new hour, any minute. Okay, enough reaching for me. Friends, thank you so much for joining me for that 23 in 23 workout. Please be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel if you aren't already subscribed. And if you have friends that you think might enjoy doing these workouts, please share them with your friends. My entire purpose for this channel is to share safe, sustainable movement that will keep us all moving for life. See you back here soon. Take good care of yourself, take good care of everyone around you, and look for the good in the world.